Hello there. Good morning. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Welcome to another edition of Knox to Nuggets. My name is Oluwayomi Ute, and it's such a joy to be your host this day on this edition of Knox to Nuggets. Wow, it's such a beautiful day, such a great time to be alive, and God indeed has been faithful. Like I will always say, always thank God for the gift of life. It's because we are alive that we can join ourselves together here. And thank you to everyone that's joining me live. Thank you so much for a share of your time. I do not take it for granted at all. And for everyone that will watch after, thank you so much. And like I will always say, please like the video, share it, let somebody out there know that there is something called Knox to Nuggets. And trust me, we will have a good time out. And yes, the YouTube channel is always there. You can keep going back there and gleaning from those nuggets. Every time I go back there personally, I'm enriched and I know that it's value adding even to you as well. So today we are continuing on the edition of leadership lessons from the life of King Saul. We started it last week and we had a lot of positive things to say about King Saul. We realized that he was one person that did not choose himself. He was specifically chosen by God. He didn't set out to be a king, and really there was no king before him. So it wasn't aiming to become a king, but God saw him and said, "This is my choice," and God chose him. And we said he had quite a number of things to his advantage. Physique wise, he was shoulder taller than everyone, so he had the physique. He looked like a king. He had the skill. He went to war and he led people to victory. He had the skill of a king. What does we say about him? He understood the protocols of approaching a man of God. When he was going to meet Samuel, the prophet, he understood I couldn't go empty. And that's the protocol of seeing a man of God. He understood. He had a listening ear. He wasn't that person that his subordinates could not speak to. That was why his servant would go to him and talk to him and say, "Let's go and see the seer." And he actually listened to that counsel. He was diligent. For his father to have picked him out of the several others to say, "Go and look for this sheep." That tells the father knew that whatever you commit into his hands, he was going to deliver it. He had the ability to keep secrets. Uh, when he was told he would be the king, he didn't go blabbing it. Guess what? I met the seer. I know what the seer always knows the right things. He assumed I'll be the king. No, he didn't. He could keep his mouth shut. He could keep secrets. He had that going for him. And in spite of the revelation that I will be the king, he stayed respectful. He didn't flaunt it at anyone. He didn't behave differently. In fact, when it was time to make him the king, he went into hiding. Shows he wasn't really looking for it. He wasn't ambitious. He wasn't looking for that title. That was King Saul. Of course, he had a heart for the people. When he finally led them to war and they came out victorious, and people said, "Those that said you cannot be king, let's deal with them." He said, "No, no, 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 no. Leave them. Let them be. Now they know better, so it's okay." He had the heart for the people. But in all of this, in spite of all of this, what happened to him? What led to his failure? What led to his downfall? We said it was all about people. He put people above God. But yes, that was where we landed it last week. Before I stress on that, there was something else I wanted to know. Saul emerged as a leader. There was no major pedigree to draw from. He didn't climb the ladder. He was chosen from ground zero and he simply became the leader. But one thing was he did not know how to celebrate champions in his team. Yes, he became a leader. He appeared. He didn't know how to celebrate champions in his team. And that for me was a huge difference. And that was actually what made his putting men above God the issue. It had to be all about him. It had to just be him. When David killed Goliath and people were singing and said Saul killed thousands, David is 10,000, he couldn't handle it. A secure leader would have said, oh, he killed 10,000, I killed 1,000. That is 10 plus 1. So our team killed 11,000. That's all that matters. And I've celebrated David and given him his trophy. After all, let's even think about it. Who is a leader? A leader is not that person. Somebody saying they can't hear me again. Can you still hear me? Am I? If you can hear me, can you just let me know in the chat room that you can hear me? Okay, somebody else says they can hear me. Can you hear me? I hope I'm still clear. If you can hear me, can you put something in the chat room? Let me know you can hear me. Network can mess us up this morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Somebody says I can hear you. Okay, thank you very much. So what was it about Saul? What plotted his downfall? Because he practically killed himself by himself. Yes, he put people above God. It was what was people saying? What was the mind of the people? Am I liked by everybody? Am I celebrated by everybody? What's everybody saying? Are you like that leader? That your security depends on accolades. Security depends on the applause of men. The truth is this: the same people that said Hosanna yesterday say crucify him today. So you cannot afford as a person to rely on the accolades of men. When things go south, the same people that were cheering you will speak against you. That's the unfortunate truth. And that's what Saul didn't realize. Saul said, people are leaving me. I was waiting because what had happened, if you know the story, we're not doing a Bible lesson, so I'm not going to read that scripture. When Samuel told Saul, hold on, I'm coming to make a sacrifice. And Saul was holding on and holding on. And people were thinning out, they were leaving him because the battle was raging fierce. He got afraid and he went to make the sacrifice. And when Samuel came, Samuel said, why did you do this? He said, I had to. People were leaving me, the people. And Samuel looked at him and said, why will you listen to people above the voice of God? People are beautiful. They're your greatest asset. But you know what? They can be your greatest downfall. So celebrate people, appreciate people, recognize people, but never let the opinion of people determine your next move in life. Always listen to God. The person that created you, that understands your end from the beginning, is God. Let him be the one leading you. Saul said, people were leaving me and I was afraid. I ran to make the sacrifice. Whether you make the sacrifice or not, those that will leave will still leave you. And the same thing happened the second time when God said to him, clear this whole place and destroy everything. And he saw some things that were looking good and nice, and he kept them. And he told Samuel, when Samuel came and said, so what happened? God said, wipe everything out. No, some of these things looked good. After we used to sacrifice to God, we used to, I will give God offering now. And of course, everybody will take what belongs to them. No matter how good you are, no matter the success you have attained, if you are led by people, it's a matter of time you will come down. Because people are not reliable. People cannot be depended on. People are people any day. They are celebrating you now, but they would not always be there celebrating you. When things go south, when things don't go the way you want them to go, the same people will turn against you. And was still clear in the life of Saul when Samuel told him, God has removed you from being king and the kingdom is turned from you. Samuel said, you know what? Just follow me and show yourself with the people so they will not know that God has left. People. A major downfall in life is being a people pleaser. As long as your focus is in pleasing people, you will not go far. And it's not a curse. As one, imagine the army of Saul, so many. There is no record anywhere of Saul's army. In Saul's army was David, the giant killer. But because he could not appreciate the grace on the life of David, he could not appreciate the fact that God brought David to add to him. He wanted all the glory to go to him, all the praise to go to him. They could not call David a member of Saul's army. Go and look at it. Go and read history. David was never called a man in Saul's army. But when it came to David, he had several champions in his army. We'll talk about David next week. We're still talking about Saul. Yet Saul had a champion of champions in his team, but he was focused on people. He wanted to please people. He wanted the accolades from people. He wanted to be people's choice. He wanted people to keep singing him. And that became his downfall. Everything that led to the fall of Saul can be found in being a people pleaser. Everything. He disobeyed God, people pleasing. That was all. That's the summary. If we summarize you and your life, what we'll say about you? Are you all about pleasing people? So you're like the chameleon. Today you are dark when everybody says it is dark. Tomorrow you are light when everybody says it is light. Or are you living by your values? Are you defined by your values or by people? I just want people to like me. I want people to celebrate me. I want people to say, "Oh, this girl is good." I want people. People will always be people. They'll praise you today. They'll celebrate you today, but they won't always celebrate you. So don't live for people. Don't. If there's one lesson to pick from the life of Saul, that don't be people pleasers. It was God's choice. He was diligent. He was hardworking. He went to the battlefield and won. He was the very first king of Israel. He made history, but it didn't end well because it was all about pleasing people. Did God choose him? Yes, God did. But God again said, I regretted choosing Saul. Why? God realized that if there's a competition between him and people, people will always win. I know one thing about God. He's a jealous God. He doesn't want to share his space with anyone. Yes, we're not be leading thousands today. We're not even be leading hundreds. We might not even be leading 10 people today. It doesn't really matter. Build the right foundation today and ensure that your life is about pleasing God. That's all that should matter to you. Things change every day. People will change. Their opinion will change. People's memory is so short. The same people that were celebrating you yesterday because of something you did for them will forget you the next day when things are not going their way. The best of man is man. Don't build your life around people. People must be people. They are not dependable. They are not reliable. Your only sure rock, your only sure defense, your only sure backbone is God. As we continue in this month of August, we're entering September, October, November, and then start looking at another year ahead. Sit down and look at your life. Where is your trust based? Who are you depending on? Who are you leaning on? It matters. Yes, people will do different things, but guess what? The ultimate is God. That's all I've come to share with you today. Things change, people change, location will change. You are somewhere today, might not be there forever. Location can change. But one person that will never ever change is God. Let him be your solid and sure foundation. Even that financier, that person has promised to pay your business through can change tomorrow. Things can go awry for him tomorrow, and he can't keep that promise. But there's somebody that when he promises, you can go to bank with it. It's God. Put your hope, put your trust, put your focus on him. Don't please people. It doesn't last. It doesn't work. It will only last for a short time and then it's over. Another thing about Saul, as I round off, is the fact that he didn't arrive through a process. Life is a process. Just jump the process. Process at times can be painful. It really wasn't Saul's fault. He never had an army to serve in. That's the truth. But well, it ended up working against him. Process builds character. Process builds strength. Process builds courage. You know, when you've gone through process, that's what David said to Saul. David said to him, "Look, I've killed the bear, I've killed the lion. This one, it'll be like that." He had history behind him. So we are going through the journey of life, and the road is rough and thorny. Enjoy it, go through it. Know that it's bringing out a bigger and better you. Every time you go through a test, know that a testimony is around the corner. Every time you go through a storm, realize that it will soon be over. You will not be in a storm forever. You will not be in a teary condition forever. Yes, you may be weeping now, but it's for a short time. It will soon be over. Understand that fact. So yes, the process might not be fun. It might not be easy. It might not be bliss, but go through that process and know something, that at the end of the tunnel, there's glory waiting for you. No matter the stage you are in life today, go through. Hold on the word of God and be assured your tomorrow is better. Your tomorrow is brighter. Your tomorrow is more beautiful. You will not die in the storm. Yes, the storms may rage, billows may toss high. Everything might seem like it's all against you today. It's a matter of time. You'll come out bigger, better, and stronger. And that's why I want to draw the curtain today. Looking forward to seeing you next week, Monday, in another edition of Knocks to Nuggets as we look at the lessons from the life of David. Yes, I'm excited about talking about David, but not today. Let's talk about David next week, Monday. And until I come your way in another edition of Knocks to Nuggets, thank you to everyone that joined me live. And thank you to everyone that will watch thereafter. I don't take it for granted at all. Please like the video, share it, and let somebody out there know that there is something called Knocks to Nuggets. And until I come your way next week, remember, if you can think it, you can be it. And yes, you can have it. And as always, together we win. God bless you. See you next week, Monday. Bye for now.